Hey guys, welcome back to another part of the Document360 integration series, and I think we'll have one more part because in this part I'm just going to be showing you guys how we can we're going to create the structs for this for all of the JSON data which we need to pass. But the first thing I want to do is move actually no, we don't need to do that now. Actually, we will. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since this is all in view controller, and let me just run the app. So this gets launched here, but we actually want it to happen over here. So what we can do is we can just I'm just going to delete all of this, delete that, and I'm just going to move it over here because category view is the first one. It was meant to be category viewer, but it doesn't matter. So if I run this now, we will see oh, we need to print it. Okay, now we have our thing. Oh, I've just realized this isn't actually all of the categories. So in the previous part we just created all of this and we managed to get the categories. So if I go back here and if I just delete these, we want to get this one, since this is the one. Categories is the URL which we need to use to get categories. So now we can just do this, and I will run this. And I also have the JSON viewer, so I'm just going to copy all of this and put it into that just so it's easier to see. Format. So what we're going to be doing is creating structs for this, and I've already created them, so I'm just going to put them in, but I'm also going to explain how I do it. So let me put this over here and just move Xcode over here. So first thing you can see is we have a data array. So we can create this first layer first, and I'm just going to create a new file. I'm going to call this structs. So we're going to place all of our structs inside of this, and the first thing we want to do is create the overlying struct. So I'm going to create a struct called Doc360 categories. Doc360 categories, and this will be a codable. So we have the let data, and we're gonna have to leave this as an array, so I'll just create a quick new struct, struct data, we'll just call it data categories, and this is a codable. We don't need to put anything inside of here now. We're just gonna put this, and this will contain all of these things inside of here. So I'm just gonna write for categories, and if we go underneath data, you can see we have extension data, and that is I believe it's an int, but for now it's just nil, so we can just put it as a optional int. So extension data, and this will be an int, and we also have context underneath that. I'm just going to make that a int as well because I think it is. Success, that is a boolean, so let success, I'll make that a bool. We have errors, and that is actually a list of strings, and we have warnings and information, so those are both lists of strings, and we usually don't really pay too much attention to these, but we need to get everything in, otherwise it won't work. Information, list of strings. So now we've finished this first layer, we need to go on to see what is inside of data, this. So we can see we have the ID at the top, and that is just a string, and it's not optional. So ID, it's a string. Then we have a name, and that is also a string. We have the project version ID, let project version ID, that's a string, and that's actually really important. Oh wait, no, this is the important one up here, because we're going to need that to get into the next stage. Let order, and that is just an int, next we have parent category ID, and that is just a optional int. As you can see, it's null, and all these null ones I'm just putting as int because I haven't actually experienced if they're string or not, but I don't think that it's too much of an issue since they're usually null. Then we have hidden, that's just a bool. And I guess that can be useful because if you want to hide it, then you might as well just know there and then just hide it. And then finally, the next thing you have is articles, and that is another category. So I'm just going to create let articles, and I need to create a new struct called struct data categories articles. It's a weird name, but it's just so it doesn't get confused with articles later on. So I'll just put 4 categories here as well. And now I can put data categories articles. Okay, and I think this is the final step. So now we're just doing all of this. So once again, we have a ID, let ID string. We have title, and you can make all of these lets or vars, but I'm just going to make them let since we aren't going to change any of these. Public version, that is a int let latest version, int hidden, once again that is a bool. I mean, hidden's always going to be a bool. Status, that is a int order int, and slug, that's just how it how do I say it? So that's just what it is, but like that's the name of it, but it has to all be one word, so they put hyphens in the spaces. So let slug, that is a string. And finally we also have content type, and that's just a int. Okay, now let's just see what this looks like so far. So the one we're going to be using to pass is Doc360 categories, since that's the main one, and then everything goes underneath that. So this is the data we have, and let's try and pass this. So we have our JSON string here, and we will create data. I'll just call it doc data equals data JSON string dot utf8. Okay, then we can decode this in a do and catch loop. Catch print error, and here I'll create the decoder equals JSON decoder. Oh, let category data is equal to try decoder.decode, and we are going to be using Doc360 categories here. So Doc360 categories dot self using data doc data. Okay, and now let's just print this, and we can actually print anything inside of here. So let's say we want to print category data dot data, and you can see data is it's an array. So the first data is this, then the next one is this, and these are just the next one is this, then the next one is this. So these are just the categories. So I want to have the first category, which is getting started, and we can do data 0 dot, and then let me just do the name. So I'll run this now, and we should have no problems. Let me go to here, and yeah, it gives us getting started. So now the next thing to do is we need to once we've got this, what we're going to do is we're going to have to create so we have the category data, and then we've got all of the data inside of it. Now this will be displayed on the this screen here, and we'll do that in the next episode tutorial. And the user will click one, and we'll know which one they click because it'll be a table view. It will return the index path, and we'll have a number. So we need to figure out. We'll get the ID, and this will be the article's ID. So let me print this, and we'll print this. Okay, and this is the ID of this one. And now what we have to do is we have to go inside of here, and we will just we'll get the data from here. Actually, wait, we don't need to do that. We can just get the articles here. Wow, why did I not think of that? Okay, wait, I'll just create structs anyway, since it's just easier. So let's say this is the articles, this is the category which we want to get. So I'm just going to print that there, and let's create a new thing over here. Let's create a new request. Let request is equal to article request is equal to create request, and the URL string will be create categories. Create URL for category. The category ID is that, and I'm just going to copy and paste this. But instead of doing all this, I'll just delete this, and we'll print the JSON string. So okay, so now we're going to get the JSON string of this article, this data, and I'm just going to copy that, and I will, oh, that was dumb. I was wondering why it was a bit long. Let me try again, and we'll get the data string of this, and we'll just put it into here. Clear format. Okay, and now we can create the structs for the articles. So we can do that. We're going to create a new section called struct doc360 articles. This is a codable, and now we can see data isn't actually a list. It's not an array anymore. It's just a dictionary, I think that's what you call it, but it's just not an array, so that's what we're interested in. And what we have to do here is we can just copy all of this except for the data, which we will need to change. So we'll copy this, and we'll have to change data, and now we can create a new struct for data. So struct data articles, and inside of this we're going to have the ID, the name, project version ID, things like that, and then we're going to have these articles, and inside of these we'll have to have child categories here, and inside of those we'll have to have more. But we don't actually need we don't have any child categories, so it's kind of hard to figure out what that is. So for now we can just leave that as a list of strings, and we just won't do this. I think we can just skip that. So data articles, we can get rid of this, and we can just do data articles. Okay, so now we can just create the ID. Actually, wait, I think this is all the same. Let me just copy this. It just has a few hidden changes. So articles, is the article exactly the same? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. And now let's try and pass this. So okay, and we'll just pass this. So let doc data equals data that, article data equals doc360 articles dot self, and let's print something from the article data. Print article data dot data dot articles, and we'll just print the whole array. So it should tell us these two things. Click on that. Oh, wait, what? Data in value articles. What's wrong here? Wait, data in value. What have I done wrong? Going path. String value data. Okay, is this one? Data wasn't nil. Must be Document360 article. Oh, okay, it's not exactly the same. Wait. Order, parent category ID. I'm not sure what I've done wrong, unless data is the one which is nil. That would make sense. Okay, let me just try this. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I feel like it must be inside of this. Data in value. String value articles. Oh, okay, wait. So this is articles. If I just misspelt it, that might be the issue. What have I missed out? I think I've missed out the child categories and these two. Okay, that makes sense. So copy that, child categories, and I can just do this as I think that it's the exact same, but I'm just going to leave this as nothing. We can just leave this as any. Wait, can I do any? I don't think I can. Yeah, okay. I'll just do this as a list of strings for now, and finally we have icon type, just icon actually, and this is just an int. So let me try this again. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Oh my god. Maybe it's because I'm doing this. Oh, okay, that makes... Okay, I'll just create a whole new struct. Struct articles category. Codable. Let ID, this is a string. Let title, string. Let public version. This is an int. Let latest version. This is an int. Let hidden. Bool. Let status. Int. Let order. Int. Let slug. String. Okay. And now I can just change this to this, and I might as well create the child categories because child articles, because I know how it is, but you guys don't, because I've done this before. So I'll just call this child articles codable, and it's just let ID string. It's most of the same things, except it has a few differences, like the icon, it has an icon type as well. So project version ID, string, order int, let parent category ID, string, let hidden, bool, let articles, string, let child categories. Wait, what have I done? I do seem to be okay. Let child categories. This is again list of strings, categories, let icon. I'm probably just making a small spelling mistake somewhere, and that's what's confusing it. Let icon type int. Okay, and I'll just change this to child articles. Try and run this again. Oh my god. Oh, finally. Okay, there we go. So we finally got this data article. Let me get rid of that, format that, and yeah, so this is it. And I don't actually think we need to create the thing for the articles, since we aren't actually going to be using that. We're just going to be using the web page. So yeah, now that we actually have all of the data, and I can actually just put this in the next view controller. So just put this over here, and yeah, so this was the data article, and wait, was this the, yeah, this was the JSON string. So up here was the JSON string, then we finally just we have just got this, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next part, which should be out tomorrow. Sorry if this was like a really long video. Yeah, bye.